Welcome back to my small and humble channel, where I put together plastic kits. This time I built the Italeri Boeing Super Hornet. I tried to use all the original details from the kit in order to get it as close to the intended result as possible. I'm not using any aftermarket options on this one, and if I have to do some changes to a part, I'll do it like scratch build. And as you can see, pretty frustrating to assemble this ejection seat. The ejection handle is way too thick in its molding, so I need to trim that down as well. As you can see here, the ejection seat on the F-18 Hornet is way different from the one I have in this kit, so I need to make a lot of adjustments, a lot of modifications to the seat. Again, try fitting the seat into its main tub, just to make sure that it all fits together. This fits really bad. Try fitting the different parts first before gluing, and I must say this Italeri kit is not that good. First off, I make the cushion that the pilots usually sit in. Normally there's only a cushion at the bottom of the seat and no cushion in the back of the seat, mainly because the parachute is making up for the cushion. The ejection seat doesn't really have that much detail on it, so I'm adding a few details like ejection pistons, wiring and seat belts. I will show you how I make my seat belts. I use some aluminium foil and 2 tape strips, and then cut it out from very small, thin pieces, and then putting some patterns into it. I start off painting the top where the pilot seat should be positioned in. I first prime it and then paint it gray. I have tried several different brands of paint, but I really like the Liquitex. It's easy to work with, easy to dilute, has good coverage, and it's very durable. For the instrumentation, I use the decals that comes with the kit. decals that comes with this kit is actually pretty good. Decent quality, decent thickness, so they're actually quite manageable. They're quite easy to put on. And after again, no Fuselage part here. I could have ordered a Fuselage part for the cockpit instrumentation in order to get more light details. But I figured that I wouldn't go the extra mile on the cockpit since it's already going to be closed anyway. So using microsolve and microset to get the decals sticking and conforming. So this is the final version of my seat. I didn't like the look of the stick, so I made some modification to that as well. I use mainly Liquitex colors for this one. The airbrush I'm using for this coverage is actually a pretty cheap airbrush. No fancy brand or anything. I'm just using it for 30,000 prime color. Okay, this time I'm adding some weathering details. This is actually just thinned down oil paints that I use. I use different colors and accents in order to highlight the different details. I'm trying to glue as much as I can from the inside, so I don't leave any trails of excess glue on the outside to sand off afterwards. I will take you through some of the issues that I have with this kit. It's not really a bad kit. It's not a bad kit. It's it has some challenges, pose some challenges. This is definitely not a kit for the inexperienced first time or an unexperienced builder. This is for the mediocre builder that has been working with plastic models for some time and ready to go beyond just putting a kit together that fits really well. It poses some challenges that you need to overcome in order for being able to do this kit. Now comes the part of the air intakes. The air intakes are, again, not fitting that well. And they also have pen ejection marks. Pretty deep. That needs to be filled and sanded. I always dry fit all my things first to make sure they fit together. And as you can see, this fit doesn't really fit at all. There's a big gap in it. So again, lots to be filled in. I dry fit the fuselage, I always use tape to hold the fuselages together and make sure that the fuselage doesn't slip when I glue. The main landing gear needs some adjustments as well. There are a lot of seam lines in the landing gears that needs to be sanded away. The real landing gears, they actually look quite okay in the level of details. I try to scrape off the seam line as much as I can, and then doing some sanding afterwards to make it nice and smooth. As you can see, they pretty much resemble all the real landing gears. The front landing gear, on the other hand, is a bit of a mess. The landing indicators, the landing lights, are positioned in the wrong place and needs to be adjusted. off some of the seam lines that we have on these armaments, sidewinders and AAIM. This is one of the most tedious jobs that I just have to do, which is masking off the canopy. It's a really tedious job, but it has to be done, and it has to be done. But you have to be very careful when masking off the canopy. I always use a very sharp X-Acto blade. And making sure not to cut into the canopy itself, which will leave a mark which I really don't want to sand out afterwards. When I've put down the tape on the canopy, I always seal the edges with some liquid latex. I will fast forward this part. And that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Next up will be painting, weathering, decaling, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot, and thanks for watching.